Hello, Mount Vernon. This is Mayor Shawyn Patterson-Howard. Over the past few days, you've heard increased conversations about my request to the council to enact legislation to support a home rule legislation for our state legislature to advance a request to the state comptroller and the governor's office for a financial control board. This is something I initially did when I sent a letter of referral to the city council on January 25th. That Monday, I went and I spoke to the council again to speak to them at their work session about the need for a financial control board. On February 1st at the city council, again, I presented my concerns around a financial control board. The city council at that time felt it was drastic measures, as did I. No one wants a financial control board. But with the state of the city's finances, I knew then, and I know even more now, that we do need outside support, intervention, and partnership to gain control of Mount Vernon's finances. It's time for action. And it's time to make the hard decisions. People locally and nationally have lost trust in government, and in Mount Vernon, especially because of a long history of political infighting. We know our community is very frustrated. I, as the mayor, work in the administrative branch. The council is the legislative branch, and this is where the work lies in order to pass this legislation to bring forth the opportunity to have a control board. This information was presented to them 5 months ago. This is not something that I'm just bringing up. It was brought up in paper 5 months ago. We have no look into our city's finances. We don't know our bank account balances. We don't know our city's financial position. We do not have a full accounting of our assets, of our debts, of our liabilities. We do not have this information. What we do know is that we do not have audits done for the past 5 years. We know that we lost our bond rating in 2019, causing us not to be able to go to bond to borrow money. A city would usually borrow money to deal with contracts, to deal with capital repairs like roads and bridges and sewers, repairs to city-owned properties like the Dole Center and the Armory, our firehouses, our police department, our court buildings, City Hall, any city-owned properties, Brush Park, parks, everything. This is the reason that communities usually bond. We do not have the ability to do that. We would also bond to purchase garbage trucks and fire engines and police cars and snow plows, things that we need, capital projects and capital expenses that we need to run the city. We can't do this. We have gone back and forth to the courts over the past few years, and the courts are tired of Mount Vernon. So legal solutions through the courts are not an option, especially when you have a comptroller who is not going to follow the court's rulings, and the courts are not going to hold her in contempt. We cannot wait for January for a new comptroller to come in. The crisis is now. Sewage is backing up into people's homes now. People have hard times flushing their toilets now. Our streets are craters right now, and people's cars are being impacted. We have a shortage of community equipment like garbage trucks, police cars, fire engines, cars for our building inspectors. The crisis is now. Traffic lights are blinking on too many of our corners now. We need intervention now. Rats are increasing throughout our city as we cannot exterminate. We need intervention now. We are elected to do a job, and that is exactly what I am trying to do. The council at this point simply has to draft and vote in favor of home rule so that this issue can be advanced by our state assembly persons as well as our state senators for legislation. This is an opportunity to partner with the legislature and with the state comptroller's office to get a better look into our finances. This is not about someone taking control of Mount Vernon. This is about us working with our state representatives and agencies to regain control of Mount Vernon's finances. We have not had control of Mount Vernon's finances for years, and right now we need to regain control of our finances and right the ship. Again, the courts are not going to do this for us. We had a Zoom on Wednesday night, and in that Zoom, our Council President Griffith spoke against this. Our Councilwoman Farquharson spoke against this. Our Councilman Thompson spoke in support of it. And our Councilwoman Duarte was quite open to it and just needed more information. At that time, they were asked by our state assemblyman, Gary Pretlow, who was the senior legislative representative in Westchester County, to hand in any questions, concerns, or edits that they had for the legislation so that we could amend the draft legislation and send it forward. Yes, there was very draft language put together in February, but it was not advanced at that time because the council was not ready to take that action. If at any time they were ready to take that action, it would have been a legislative issue that they should have advanced. This does not fall in the administrative branch. What we need for the city and the residents right now, because you are the ones who are suffering every day. You are the ones who are calling different departments saying you need police response, that the streets are messed up, that your blocks are dark, that you have rats in your neighborhood, that zombie homes continue to impact your neighborhood, that we're not able to deliver services in Mount Vernon at the standard which our residents expect and deserve, especially since we pay some of the highest taxes in the county. And so what I am asking you to do, because this is now time sensitive, this is not about politics. The reason that we are at such a desperate juncture right now is because the state legislature will end their session June 10th. This legislation has to be on their desk by this coming Monday. And so I need you to contact your city council members. I am giving you their phone numbers, their public phone numbers that they have listed in the city clerk's office so that you could reach out to them. President Marcus A. Griffith, you can contact at 914-882-9270 or email him at mgriffith@cmvny.com. Our Councilwoman Duarte, 914-361-5835 or jduarte@cmvny.com. Our Councilwoman Farquharson, her public number is 646-397-2590. The email is dfarquharson@cmvny.com. Our Councilwoman Lisa A. Copeland, her public number is 914-667-0616. Her email is lacopeland@cmvny.com. And our Councilman Derek Thompson, and his public number is 914-840-4024. And his email is dthompson@cmvny.com. We will need for the council to submit their questions, their concerns, their revisions, so that these revisions can be made to the draft legislation, so that they can do their home rule legislation, and so that our state electeds can advance this issue to the state comptroller and to the governor for signature. Mount Vernon, we are in critical times. We are at a critical crossroads. It is time to make hard decisions. Again, as I stated, this is not about giving up control. This is about getting support, technical assistance, and resources. If we are under the advisory of a financial control board with New York State, we will automatically be able to work with the state to utilize their bond rating to go and bond. The state's not going to give us bridge loans and give us support without having some type of oversight and accountability around Mount Vernon's finances. Again, we cannot wait for January. Since this past January, when I first put in this request, we've gone to court on several occasions because we didn't have fuel for our public safety and for our DPW. We were out of compliance with federal lawsuits around sewer repair and around paying overtime for different workers and departments. We were out of compliance with paying bills around federal lawsuits. So in the last 4 months, it has continued to decline, and over the next 7 months, it is not going to get better without partnership and without intervention. President Griffith of the City Council must call an emergency meeting of the City Council so that they can come forward and draft legislation to pass legislation around home rule for this issue to be advanced. Mount Vernon, I'm asking us to not fight about this, but to come together and work. I am willing to give up some of my powers and authority as mayor to ensure that we right our financial ship, and so that we are able to deliver the services to our residents that you need, that you deserved, and that you are paying taxes for. We are looking to build confidence in government, and sometimes that requires us making hard decisions. Thank you, Mount Vernon. Please reach out to your council people and let them know that this is what we need at this time for Mount Vernon. Everyone have a blessed day and a productive weekend. Thank you.